Ja, hej och välkomna ska det vara till idag och idag ska jag träffa oss. Och det här är avsnitt 21. Nu
A
kör vi.
typical route where a rider's condition is as important as luck if he is to hope for victory. With more than 260 kilometers on the menu, it takes qualities of extraordinary endurance to hope for a win today.
Ja, och vi ska köra cobblestone som ni ser till höger där nere. Och
1.5 minutes for the breakaway. It might just work.
det kommer gå sådär för oss. Ja, då får vi se hur vi ska gå denna gången. Hoppas ni tyckte om NHL-videon igår. Ja. Snart är ju NHL slut då, va? Men då kan vi börja med Bigger Pro istället.
The time gap with the head of the race is stable.
Om ni vill det. För jag är taggad för det. Kom igen då.
The breakaway is losing ground. The first sectors of cobblestone are approaching. While it is still too early to make any big moves, the pace of the race should accelerate.
Ja, det har det gjort.
The sectors are classified according to a system of stars and colors. The most difficult to cross are rated as 5 stars and are recognizable by the black markers that designate the entry. A new sector, number 25, also quite long.
Vi byter den här gubben direkt.
With its 3,000 meters of cobblestone.
Nu är vi framme.
Here we go again. From Vertin to Saint-Martin-sur-Écaillon, a 2,300 meter sector is awaiting the riders. The next sector is approaching for the front of the race. This is the first in a sequence of 3 sectors that will come one straight after the other, making for almost 6 kilometers of road without tarmac. In less than 10 kilometers, the first riders will be on to the trench of Arenberg, first key sector for the favorites of this Paris-Roubaix. But beforehand, they will have to cross the demanding Haveluy to Wallers sector, classified as 4 stars. The next sector, from
Jag tog det.
Wallers to Elem, also known as the Pont Gibus, in honor of twice Paris-Roubaix winner Gilbert Duclos-Lassalle, is 1,600 meters long and is classified as difficulty level 3 out of 5.
Vad har ni gjort idag? Eller vad ska ni göra idag? Och skriv gärna när ni ser den här videon.
To Brillion is 2,400 meters long. When they exit, the riders will have no time for a breather because there's hardly 1 kilometer before they hit the next sector. Sector 13 for the front of the race, 1,400 meters. It's now the turn of the Orchy sector to welcome the riders. 1,700 meters of cobblestone. Sector 11 has begun. 2,700 meters from Auchy-les-Orchy to Bercy.
Försöker hålla.
The leading riders are now onto a short sector, 700 meters between Mérigny and Avelin.
Yes.
A 2-star sector is now on the menu. The difficulty of the sectors will then increase until the Carrefour de l'Arbre. The next 2 sectors, classified as 3 stars, are only 1 kilometer apart. The riders won't have time for a breather. The front of the race is now entering the Confins-Pivel sector.
Nu åker han
The
också.
riders will then head straight onto the Carrefour de l'Arbre, the final 5-star sector in the race.
He's accelerating.
Ska vi ta då? Ingen menar det. Mm.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
Jesus, det här behöver vi ta. Komma ikapp honom.
The man in front is into the velodrome.
Vänta här. Nu är det bara att köra ikapp honom.
One more lap and it's the finish.
He's just fallen. That may cost him some time in the overall standing.
Så är och där går vi och vinner.
Rail for all punchers.
Du är vi i Belgien. Måste köra en
1.5 minutes for the breakaway.
Detta.
It might just work.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
Men jag försöker komma ikapp, det är lugnt. Det är lugnt. Vi är långt kvar. En liten kulle. Det verkar inte som en hill. Ja, kanske. Mm.
Time gap stabilized.
Det är bra. Fan vad långsamt det går, men så fort det går samtidigt.
It's the first climb of the day,
bergen.
the Côte de la Roche-en-Ardenne. Of course, it's far too early to see an attack by any of the favourites. The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them.
Oh. Finish med mig själv. Det är kul.
The front of the race is now going through Bastogne, from where the riders turn back towards Liège. There are 150 kilometers left in the race. The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them.
Nej, det är lugnt, de tar det.
King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group.
Nej. Oj, oj, oj. Nu är det bara att köra på här, va.
The gap between the peloton and the escapees
Annars
is stable.
kommer GV Persson.
The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them.
Jaha, okej. Hur många är det fram? 9.
The riders are now going through Vielsalm,
Yeah,
a town that marks a new phase in the race, because from now on, climbs will come one after the other, right to the finish.
Åh, trevligt.
A new difficulty along the rider's way with the Côte de Vannes. 3.6 kilometers on an average slope of 5.1%.
Trevligt.
The end of the stage is not far off. Stay awake. It will soon start to move in the peloton.
Yes. Men vi kommer bara ikapp dem.
King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group.
Så.
The riders are about to climb the Col du Rosier. At almost 4.5 kilometers, it's the longest descent on the route. At the
Yes.
top, there will be 60 kilometers to go.
Perfekt. Vi tar och äter upp dem. Alltså tiderna.
Here's the Col du Maquisard. It's probably a bit early for a decisive attack, but the climb could give a clue to the condition of potential winners. The head of the race has 1.5 minutes lead on the peloton. With its 2 kilometers at almost 9% and sections at 20%, the Côte de la Redoute is a true wall. It's a moment to turn the screw or to abandon all hope of victory.
King of the
Så.
Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group. It's not always a good idea to be too many in a breakaway, as the others will not necessarily want to cooperate with us.
Nu får vi köra på här.
The Rochefoucauld didn't see any rider make a getaway, but there's still a long rising false flat on which to edge clear. If that doesn't do it, it's likely to be decided in the sprint.
Watch out! You'll soon have no more energy for an attack.
Vi ska komma ikapp. Det är
Breakaway
ju
is
där.
under the left.
Åh, där är vi tillbaka.
Guys, today's stage should be easy going. You're better
Yes.
off saving your strength for the next 2 stages. That will be far more important. Have a
Ja.
good race.
Tackar. Alltså vädret är ju inte det bästa. Att på spelet är rätt soligt, men jag tänker hos mig här så regnar det.
Well,
Regnar
on
hos
flat
er också.
stages, that's not where you see the most travel. You can
Ja,
accelerate
det är
forward if
vinter
you think
så.
that nothing important will happen.
Snart är det vår. Snart är vi inne i
The first
februari
riders are 2
månad.
kilometers from the climb. The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
Ja,
The time gap between the peloton and the breakaway is decreasing.
det är bra.
The breakaway is losing ground.
Skitbra. Och nu är det nedförsbacke. Ser ut på kartan. Det sitter ut på vägen. Nu lite upp här.
The pace should pick up as we approach the intermediate sprint, but it's not certain that the sprinters will go full out. Indeed, some will no doubt prefer to keep something in reserve for the finish, located only 50 kilometers further on.
The gap is decreasing, guys. The peloton should be there for the stage win.
Perfekt.
Another intermediate sprint is in sight for the head of the race, with once again 20 points for the winner of the sprint.
Vart har vi vår kompis? Jag har inte riktigt han jag menar med den. Det får du göra. Han tar 3, han tar 2. Det är bra, det är bra.
Last time checked with a breakaway, 1 minute.
Jaha. Philipsen är inte med här. Därför han inte kan ta poäng.
30 seconds lead for the head of the race. The riders are all back together. Everything will be played out in the final kilometers.
Jävlar, allt är lika högt när man kommer in. Så, Och sen trampar vi förbi honom. Oj.
1 kilometer. Give it all you've got.
Där är vi tillbaka.
Guys, today there's a demanding final stretch, so you'll have to keep something in the tank for the last 10 kilometers. There's a string of short climbs. Have a good stage.
Tack. Det var ingen idé att köpa. Vi håller det tätt och tätt. Såna här gillar jag. Det går fort. Det går ju fort med bergen också.
The peloton is
Det
riding
här går
hard.
fortare.
Stay well placed.
Perfekt.
Last time check with a breakaway. 1 minute.
En
Gap is
minut.
widening. No need to panic, guys. There's nobody dangerous for the overall standings. King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group.
Så gav vi han lite vätska.
30 seconds lead for the head of the race. Last time check with a breakaway. 1 minute.
The peloton doesn't seem to want to let the lead group get away. Some teams must think that there are too many people up front.
Yes.
The head of the race has 1.5 minutes lead on the peloton. The gap between the peloton and the escapees is stable.
Får vi tillbaka all vår energi.
The end of the stage is not far off. Stay awake. It will soon start to move in the peloton.
Last time check with a breakaway. 1 minute.
The gap is growing. Don't worry. They're not well placed in the overall standings.
Nej. Nu åker Vanart här också. Inte bra.
The breakaway will no doubt go all the way, lads. But watch out for attacks in the closing kilometers.
He's trying to get out of the peloton. Watch out.
Är det skitsamma nu eller? Men kan söndagsåkare åka någon annanstans?
Counter-attack at the front of the peloton.
Ja, men jag kunde också ha gjort det först. Håller på en sida.
At the top of the Mur de Bretagne climb, no one's managed to get away. Everything will be decided on the climb to the finish.
He goes to the top of the climber standing. You've got to react straight away, guys. He's taken provisional lead of the overall standings.
The men at the front are at the foot of the final climb towards Saint-Mahieu. They'll no doubt fight it out between themselves for stage victory. Here comes the red pennant.
Nu är det bara att köra.
down to a strong rider, be it for the stage or the general classification.
Det är bara att köra på.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
Jag så ska försvara min ledare.
1 minute for the breakaway. It's looking good.
It's looking good.
The breakaway is 3 kilometers from the intermediate sprint.
It's looking good.
The gap is widening. No need to panic, guys. There's nobody dangerous for the overall standings.
Okej, säger du det så.
The final intermediate sprint of the day is approaching. As always, there'll be 20 points to be picked up towards the green jersey for the first one over the line.
Okay, I'm coming to protect you.
The race is now entering the feed zone.
Yes.
The breakaway is upping the tempo at the head of the race. It doesn't intend to be caught up that easily. King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group. The gap is widening. No need to panic, guys. There's nobody dangerous for the overall standings.
Nej, säger du det så.
The riders up front still have something left. They're upping the pace to try to hold out till the end. King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group.
The men at the front are again at the foot of the Cadudal. They've got just under 30 kilometers left to race.
Så kommer sista här.
King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group.
We're 10 kilometers from the end of this stage, and there's still everything left to play for. The breakaway's managing to hold off the peloton. The gap seems to have stabilized.
Yes. Men sluta då, Van Aert.
We'll have to keep something in reserve if we want to get away in the final kilometers.
Nu ska vi se här då.
Okay, I'm coming to protect you.
Here's a teammate who has everything to prove.
Yes.
Breakaway over. Only 5 kilometers left for the peloton.
Dricker.
He's being left behind. It's good news for the overall standings.
Han är någonstans i den gruppen.
It's a bunched peloton that begins the final climb of the Cadudal. Victory should come down to a sprint. Last kilometer.
They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax.
Det är bra killar här.
Give it everything you've got. Believe it.
Så ja. Men det får nog vara allt för den här gången. Så trycker jag en tumme upp, prenumerera, kommentera, så syns vi i ett helt nytt avsnitt på min kanal. Ha det bäst nu. Hej då!